decision is why we say all elections were decertified. Now, I'll get to my recommendation later, but the second thing was that there were still 2 outstanding judicial board decisions that have not been decided by the judicial board. This is, again, in 2 different candidate positions. So without decertification, okay, it was from one of the presidential candidates and a comptroller candidate. These decisions are for. So without decertification, these judicial opinions that haven't been written yet, and their punishments would be moot. They wouldn't be relevant anymore. So basically, all those violations would just go out the door if we certified these decisions of those two election spots only, not the whole election as a whole. Number 3, these come from some of the remarks of the elections commissioner. This is nothing against Jamie. I just say this because this, again, pertains to all elections for decertification. He repeatedly brought up that he just wanted the elections to be over with. I mean, we all do.
Yeah, well, I don't think we all do.
Mr. Speaker, for quorum.
Excuse
me, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, we all want the elections to be over, but I think we should want them to be free and fair as much as possible. So, my recommendation, it's in your authority to Senate by 2/3 majority to overrule our decision. We ask that you definitely do not certify the presidential and the comptroller positions. Those, we want the judicial board to have their decisions made before any certification happens. As to the elections as a whole, we don't want these elections to have to go on any longer, mostly because most of them, I assume, are contested or unfulfilled. But it would be my suggestion that you, the Senate, as more than just 2 students decide to overrule that decision if you feel like it's proper. It's totally fine. It's up to your decision. We just really feel that those 2 positions, the president and the comptroller elections, do not be certified at this time. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I have several questions for the JSEP chair.
Yes. Yes.
Noah, thank you for coming tonight. This is your first election certification session, so I congratulate you on your hard work. I know that you've responded to a lot of my questions and concerns as a member of one of the campaign, as 2 of the campaigns actually, as of an hour ago. I have a question. I have several questions. How many members of JSEP are there?
There are 3.
There are 3. So why did only 2 vote?
Because only 2 showed up and that was 4.
Okay, thank you. My second question, do you know how many times the voting according to, or given by the Office of Information Technology has started on time? In my 4 years, it's never happened. And do you know how many times we've decertified elections over the past 4 years?
I believe once.
We've never decertified elections.
Question, Senate. My question.
No, we did. Once. I was the one that did that. I was the one that did that. Different issue. Actually, all right, Takar, please. We have a lot to get through today. Actually, that is a very important election because it does bring me to my next concern. Are you familiar with Article 8, Section 5, Subsection 2 of the bylaws that prevent the I'll explain it to you. That prevent the judicial board from suspending elections, in any form, which is why they have to do everything in a very fast time schedule. I'm using my words. You're familiar with that? Okay. Do you think that that should apply to the JSEP?
I don't think it applies to this decision.
Okay. Thank you. That's it.
Other
Question.
Hi. Yes. Why don't you just, since there's a lot of guests here, why don't you announce?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Okay,
I'm Chris. I'm the center for the class of 2016, Chris Desat.
And just Kevin Michael Levy, class of 2016.
All right, so I have a question about the disenfranchisement decision, did you guys, well, the two of you, I suppose, consider whether or not more or less students would vote again if we decide to uphold your decision to certify these elections?
Okay, so this is my take. We cannot know who may have voted, who may have not. It doesn't matter. All that we decided on was that there was a possibility that even one person could not have voted. That's it, okay? I understand Jamie clarified that the elections that pertaining to this are not, it wouldn't affect the results, in his opinion, he thinks, but you know, that's not for us to decide. That's for us to decide. We've decided that even one vote may be on grounds for decertification.
Senator Tia?
Hi, Senator Tia. So using that same logic in the sense that one vote or be it a couple hundred votes would not have been counted for during that period, wouldn't you apply that same logic towards recounting all over again and knowing that a month from now it is finals, it's the end of the semester, it's a busy time, it's very last minute, that could also result in even more unaccounted votes going towards re-elections?
I agree, but the fact that it wasn't extended 2 hours and 10 minutes has something to say about that. I understand that the meetings were set, everything was set out, but there was still time, be it short time, but there was still time to extend the hours of voting. Now that's for you to decide. You know, we just firmly ask that those two spots are the ones to be considered. But yes, we did decertify all of the elections.
Mr. Speaker, I move that a period of questions expire.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any opposition to the question period expiring? So ordered. Under the previous order, now we move into a second presentation period by the Elections Commissioner. You can ask that it be waived if he has nothing else to say.
Mr. Speaker, I move to waive the presentation period.
Is there a second? Any opposition? So ordered. And now we move into a period of debate on the certification of the elections.
So, I think we know how the room is feeling. We've had a lot of issues I'm just going to stay in the middle of the room. We have a lot. I'm graduating in a month. I feel like
You've earned it.
I've earned it. Thank you. So, like you know, I have joined Will's campaign as legal counsel. This is good. I joined Will's campaign as legal counsel because he was accused of committing an ethical violation. Not because I supported him. You know, I vote against him a whole lot of times, and I still think he's a communist. But I think it's important that we remember why we all joined this organization, and it's to make a difference at AU, right? And I don't think that we should be spending the vast majority of our time litigating cases before the judicial board over bogus charges because people get extremely excited about submitting campaign violations. So next week I'll be submitting major elections overhaul reform, which aims to get rid of all of this bullshit that we've been dealing with. Moving on to more germane subjects. We heard 3 reasons to decertify these elections. The first is that 2 hours and 10 minutes of the election were gone. They disappeared, and voting started late. Like I said in my previous question, that's always happened, right? OIT is incompetent to the point where we had larger voter turnout with paper ballots for the 2014 spring vice presidential special election, right? Like, there's a problem with that. We have to do something about OIT. Decertifying elections because something happened 2 hours late is not the answer. Furthermore, no votes disappeared. If you weren't able to vote, you were still able to vote over the period of 4 days. 4 days! Do you know how many hours people waited in line in Arizona to vote? 5. You weren't able to vote for 2 hours. And it's online. This is a ridiculous charge. Let's move on. The second issue is that there are 2 outstanding J-Board decisions to be issued. Like I said in my question, Article 8, Section 5, Subsection 2 prevents the Judicial Board from suspending elections. That means that we don't even have to come to this meeting from suspending elections because this thing happened a few years ago. People tried to stop elections from happening. People tried to stop people from getting sworn in, and it was ridiculous. We have a period of time over which to do elections. Let's move on. The judicial board had plenty of time. The prosecutor had plenty of time to submit violation after violation after violation. Let's move on. The third issue is because Jamie said to certify. I don't even understand this argument. I don't even understand how to move on. Let's move on and certify these elections and swear in a new executive board. I rest. Mr. Speaker, I move that a period of debate expire and move to vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any opposition?
Yeah.
I withdraw the motion.
Motion to give the prosecutor speaking rights.
She hasn't.
Well, I move to call the prosecutor.
Is there a sufficient second? Seeing none, the motion fails.
Mr. Speaker, I move to end the period of debate and move to vote, to voting.
To voting, yes. Is there a second? Any opposition? Seeing none, the debate period expires under the previous order, and we'll move into a voting pattern under the previous order. Did you send me that list, Jamie?
No.
All right, in the meantime, I'll go off of what I remember. That's all right.
I can tell you.
Yeah, just name it off. We'll just go in order.
Yeah.
You're gonna start from bottom to top. So this is how this is gonna work. I just go off the cuff for a little bit so everyone knows what's going on. So the Senate doesn't actually vote to certify or decertify. They vote whether to uphold what JSEP did or to overturn it. So what will happen here in a second is Jamie will read off to me every single race, and then the senators will have the option to uphold. Upholding means they won't say anything, which means they'll uphold that JSEP decertified the race. If they want to overturn it, then they will make a motion to do so.
So the motion is to move to reconsider.
Yes.
Right? It takes 2/3.
And then we immediately move to a second vote on whether to certify or decertify.
You can do that for all races. Since
We're gonna go one by
every race was
one.
decertified, but you can do that right now for all races.
Mr. Speaker, I move to reconsider every single ruling by JSEP.
Second.
Is there any
So a motion to reconsider under standard code, if you vote for the motion to reconsider,
then there has to be another vote after it.
I
Right.
don't,
Which is what we're doing, is it not?
I don't think we have to do this extra vote. I think a motion to reconsider, just, if you vote for that motion, it reconsiders and overturns.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
All right, then I will,
Yeah.
then, well, no, because there is a procedure according to elections policy that we have to do every single, so one by one,
So we
I'm
do
fine with
need to
that.
do it
I'll
one
withdraw the
by one. We're
motion.
gonna do it one by one.
No.
Shit. Mr. Speaker.
We're gonna do it one by one.
Thank you.
You're saying I took out the individual.
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you then.
Okay. Referendum number 1.
Mr. Speaker, I move to reconsider JSEP's opinion and overturn.
Second.
To certify.
Is there any opposition?
They decertified everything.
Seeing none, the motion is sustained, and referenda question 1 is certified.
We got a lot of.
Sorry. I got confused there.
No, it's cool.
So, reading directly from, the effect of adopting a motion to consider is to cancel or wipe out a vote on a motion as completely as though it had never been taken up and bring that motion before the assembly.
Someone check elections policy.
Yeah. So
So we
it's
do
a
have to
little
vote
bit,
after
it's a
this.
little bit it's like not the appropriate motion, but that's what the bylaws require.
So this is what we're gonna do. Thank you, parliamentarian. So this is what, thank you, based on your information, this is what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna go through each race right now. A motion to reconsider simply means that we're opening it up now to certify or decertify. So we're not gonna go to referendum 2 yet. Now we're going to immediately move to a vote now on certify or decertify. So if you vote yes, that means you want to certify referendum 1. If you vote no, that means you want to decertify it. Can you make the motion?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, while we're here, I move to reconsider all questions so that one by one, we can consider.
Yes. Is there a second?
Second. That's a question.
Mr. Speaker, point of order, the prosecutor does not have motioning rights.
I was just asking if.
Mr. Speaker, the prosecutor does not have questioning rights.
Decline, please. There's a motion on the table to reconsider all races, to reconsider JSIP's decision on all races. If we sustain this motion, then we will go into a voting pattern on every single race to determine whether to certify or decertify. Is there a second on Senator Davies' motion?
Second.
Is there any opposition?
Mr. Speaker, I move to vote on the, I move to vote
To certify.
to certify question referendum 1.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any opposition? Certified.
Mr. Speaker, I move to certify question 2.
Any opposition? Certified.
Mr. Speaker, I move to certify question 3.
Second.
Is there any opposition? Certified.
Mr. Speaker, I move to certify the presidential election.
Second.
Is there any opposition? Certified.
Mr. Speaker, I move to certify the vice presidential election.
Any opposition? Certified.
Mr. Speaker, I move to certify the comptroller election.
Is there any opposition? Certified.
Mr. Speaker, I move to certify the secretary election.
Any opposition? Certified.
All before and the questions. Now we're going to do councils, the school, yeah. Yes. Mr. Speaker, I unfortunately request that we certify the class of 2017 class president. Unfortunately.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any opposition? Certified.
Fire Kevin. Mr. Speaker, 2017 vice president.
Second? Any opposition?
Just going
Certified.
to say the position, and we're going to assume that it means certified. 2017 treasurer, because it's not comptroller.
Is there a second? Any opposition? Certified.
2017 secretary.
Any opposition? Certified.
2018 president.
Any opposition? Certified.
2018 vice president.
Any opposition? Certified.
2018 treasurer.
Any opposition? Certified.
2018 secretary.
Any opposition? Certified.
2019 president.
Any opposition? Certified.
2019 vice president.
Any opposition? Certified.
2019, did I say vice president?
Yes.
Treasurer.
Any opposition? Certified.
2019 secretary.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of Public Affairs president.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of Public Affairs vice president.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of Public Affairs treasurer.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of Public Affairs secretary.
Any opposition? Certified.
School college president.
Any opposition? Certified.
College of Arts and Sciences vice president.
Any opposition? Certified.
College of Arts and Sciences treasurer.
Any opposition? Certified.
College of Arts and Sciences secretary.
Any opposition?
Yes.
Certified.
School of International Service president.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of International Services vice president.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of International Service treasurer.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of International Services secretary.
Any opposition? Certified.
Cova School of Business president.
Any opposition?
Or undergraduate business association.
Certified.
Did I?
Okay.
Did I say SAS treasurer?
Yeah, you
Check.
did.
Cool. Undergraduate Business Association vice president.
Any opposition? Certified.
Undergraduate Business Association treasurer.
Any opposition? Certified.
Undergraduate Business Association UVA secretary.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of Communications president.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of Communications vice president.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of Communications treasurer.
Any opposition? Certified.
School of Communications secretary.
Any opposition? Certified.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Commissioner, I believe we've now certified all elections of the spring 2016. I move that we move into a period of public comment since that's supposed to go before go to the order.
Yeah, but we're gonna follow the.
Very well, I withdraw my motion.
So under the previous order, the voting period expires, and under the previous order, we now move to 5 to 10 minutes of go to the order. Senator Levy, Senator Mascaro.
Jason, member Luis Meister.
Mr. Speaker, the point of order, the members of JSEP do not have speaking rights before the body and must speak in public comment.
There's gonna be public comment right after this. Okay, yeah, go to the order is usually only reserved for executives and senators. Yeah. Kevin, Will, those are the only two I have.
What about Jamie?
You're gonna go in public comment too. So I have Kevin and Will. And Chris. Okay, yeah.
So, thanks everyone. Over my past 4 years of student government, I've seen a whole hell of a lot of things. We've had fun, and stuff like this is usually the things that I live for. Right? I write policy because I enjoy it. I write bylaws. I join elections campaigns for legal counsel because I enjoy it, and because I have nothing to do at nights. This election has been the most draining thing that I've ever been to. And I was a candidate last year. This is harder than last year. We've seen over the past 4 years, people, members of this body, of the undergraduate senate, year after year, say that they're not interested in elections policy, about bylaws, bills, about this, that, and the other thing, and all they want to do is advocate for the students. That's great. That's why we're here. But we have to remember that when we stop caring about elections policy, that when we stop caring about bylaws, bills, we let this stuff happen. We let people write elections policy, we let people write judicial registers when we don't read it, and then we come to regret it several months later. I'm graduating in 5 weeks. I hope that when I leave, that the people still in this room in the fall, and next year and every single year to come, that you read the stuff you vote on because they have major consequences. You should not be able to litigate yourself into office. You should not let other people litigate yourself into office. We need to get rid of the office of the prosecutor. We need to get rid of violation after violation after violation in elections policy, because this is more regulated than the Federal Elections Commission. Let's move on. I respectfully request that the other senators who would like to give go to the order speeches to withdraw their requests.
I was just going to thank Kevin. So.
because we need to move on. We're going to have a party in the tavern in a half hour to announce who won what. I hope I got fired. I really do. But regardless of what happened, this was an ugly elections cycle.
Here, here.
Next year, we have to change policy to make sure that it cannot be an ugly election cycle. Everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. Thank you for certifying everything that should have been certified an hour ago. Let's move on.
I do want to grab this. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
Okay, so yeah, as I said before, I'm a senior. Kind of like echoing off what Kevin said, this is the ugliest election I have ever seen. And honestly, I am so ashamed that I had to see this happen on my last few weeks that I am at AU. Although I need to credit that Kevin said, we don't need to fix it because he and I and other seniors are not going to be here to fix it. It's you guys, the juniors, sophomores, freshmen who are here today that need to fix this stuff, fix the culture that surrounds these elections and these policies and these god awful campaigns. Now, so as he said, let's move on. Let's try to be more respectful of each other because for God's sake, you're all going to have to work with each other. I'm talking also to all the presidential candidates and all the comptroller, secretary, treasurer, whatever. You know, all those candidates, you all have to work together. You all have to respect each other. You all go to the same school. That's all I'm going to say.
Mr. Speaker, in an effort to close
Wait,
wounds that we have.
Absolutely fine. Hi, everybody. So I just became a new senator, and all I really want to say is these elections were really draining, just being a part of the Senate. And as a student, I saw many of my peers who did not care to vote, and were like, we are not going to vote because we just feel that this is not fair for every candidate. We just feel that, why would we vote? Why would we care about something that, you know, that it's just going to turn ugly? And we shouldn't do that. We should, like I said before in my speech, I didn't want to see anybody transferring, and I wanted us to work together. And that's what we need to give the students, and we need to show them that we care as a Senate, because right now, everybody feels like we don't.
Under the previous order, good of the order is expired, and we move to a period of public comment.
Mr. Speaker, in order to close wounds, I move to adjourn.
I will work this.
My motion stands.
Is there a second?
I'm
I'll withdraw.
I'll withdraw. Under the previous order, we will move to a period of public comment. Members of the public wishing to speak at this time. Jamie, Luis, and Naomi, and Diane,
And David.
and David,
And Chris.
and Chris.
Anyone else?
I know. Okay. We didn't put a time restriction on this, so.
I have a motion. A motion to keep these at 2 minutes.
Second.
Piece. Is there any opposition? Yes. Okay. Let me and my time around again. You can get started.
So I'm a junior. This will be my 3rd year as part of the organization. And a large part of my time in the organization is spent being a bad person. Now, today, I know I had to take that responsibility. But he's the only one who stepped up.
Here.
He's actually one of the people who stepped up. I spent months trying to get people to come forward and be members of JSEP. We need people who are experienced. You've got big experience now. You need people who know the stuff, who know the rules, who've had experience with campaigning, who understand what the process is, what the standard is for certification, for inquiries, for all things. You gotta invest in elections. You gotta invest in elections because that's the only way we have an organization. Every senator in this room was elected. All the executives in this room, the 4 execs, were elected. The only people that weren't elected were myself, Eric, other J board members, all right? A lot of you are elected. Elections are important. I spent my entire freshman year and every single year since then doing elections. And like Kevin said, things are going to change. And I'm going to help them change it because I want to change the right way.
Thank you.
Nothing is perfect. Nothing in this organization is ever perfect. But it's only because people like Noah, people like Luis, step up and get involved in the things that matter. Go do it.
So, Senate, my name is Luis Barrios, as I said previously to the speaker. As a JSUB member, I was in the meeting of where we were certified, and one of the major reasons we were certified was because it came to our attention during our conversation with the J Board and with the Elections Commissioner that there were many policy violations that were not reported. And since they were not reported, then we felt that there was no measurement, no accurate measurement of how votes could have been affected by this. And therefore, we thought that in order to make it a fair election cycle, we were to have decertify these elections and have it again, where the Senate and all those who took part in it could report every single case that they saw. That way we could get over this. Even if it was a dumb question or a mistake, if it's a violation, it's a violation, I should get reported. Thank you.
As you all may know, I'm the prosecutor. I am the devil in the room. I let Kevin call me Satan sometimes, but we still shake hands afterwards. I made an unpopular decision today in my motion to decertify elections, but I wanted you to know why this unpopular decision was made. I believe that we're here for students. We're here for students first and foremost. That is why we are all here in this room. That is why we are running for office. This is why we go up for nominations. We care. We care about our students. And it was brought to my attention that a constituent felt afraid to submit a violation on fear of retaliation. I think, if anything, that proves that the cycle cannot be free and fair if there is fear in reporting. And again, Kevin points out policy. Senate voted on the new judicial restrictions as far as writing in the name of the complainant. Because of this transparency, because his name would be on the document, he feared reporting it to me. If we're going to be held accountable to our students, we need to actually care about them. I survived last year's election cycle, and I know how tough it is. I ran the Pause campaign. We can talk about it later. And this cycle has also been extremely draining. So if anything, if I get suspended next week, so be it. But I'm gonna go out as I came in because I care for the students at this university. Thank you. Was it me or someone else first?
Yes.
Hi, I'm David. I just wanted to say hi, everyone. This is my first Senate meeting.
Thank you. And then I think it's Diane. How's it?
So I quickly want to take time to apologize to people in SG I pissed off this week. I think I can stand by my belief that SG elections truly bring out the worst of this organization and every single member of us. But I want to take time to talk about the fact that these elections, in my opinion, were biased due to a biased person deciding what cases move forward to be tried. I've seen and heard firsthand this person criticize one of the candidates' characters, and I think that truly does impede the process of this moving forward. If you were here in the fall, you would have known that cases back then were brought up by this person, and I just think the students of AU deserve better than that, and I wanted my voice as a student to be heard since I do know what is going on within this organization. I truly apologize for everything I've said and done this week. I'm sorry. But I think we all need to move forward together and make this process better so this never happens again.
We actually have one more. Were you on the list?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
you and then Dominic.
Okay, so thank you everybody for, working through this. If you don't know, I was working, since Martin Eldred, the secretary, was running for re-election. I was handling most of the elections communications this week, so every email, every post about elections you saw, that was through me. Thank you all for bearing with us. And we got our camera in. This is being live streamed. The entire university will see this. It's documented. It's filmed. And so the elections results will also be live streamed. And going forward, I hope this level of transparency will be continued on, especially for the 4 years that I'm here. I'll submit anything. Thank you.
I'm Dominic. The fortunate role of getting to advise student government here. So I echo a lot of the comments that were made, but I would love to see change and let me know how I can be part of that or how my staff can help with that. I just want to publicly thank Jamie for all this hard work.
Still haven't finished running this results yet.
The Senate stands adjourned into the previous order. Good luck, everybody.
Hooray!